How's it going, guys? We're going to be taking a look at the Frankish campaign today. Got a lot of actual campaigns in Field of Glory 2, but I wanted to just take a look at this one today. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if we get a few people, and we are going to play as Clovis the Great, Pepin the Short. You know him, he's a great guy. We'll see how it goes. Give it about 3 minutes, guys, before we actually start playing. So if you guys are watching the stream on YouTube, just start at 3 minutes, because I'm going to go ahead and take an intermission. Hey, how's it going, guys? Good to see you. We're just waiting until we hit the 3 minute mark, which is about a minute and a half away to start. Good to see you, mate. Are you Dimitri or Michael? I have to learn Cyrillic, man. I'm honestly interested in learning Cyrillic. I'm not even making a joke. It's honestly something I do want to learn. And then after that, maybe learning a little bit of Russian. Starting about 1 minute, guys, exactly about 60 seconds, and we will jump in as Clovis the Great. I mean, I love this. This is a user-made campaign. It's not part of the Field of Glory official campaigns. It's actually made by a user, which is really cool. Ah, Dimitri, very cool, man. Did you watch the recent World Cup match, Dimitri? That was amazing. Germany losing, my friend. I mean, unbelievable. Losing to Mexico 1-0. I'm amazed. Just really great stuff. You guys have an excellent tournament going on in your country right now. So I did tell people to start at 3 minutes, so 40 seconds away, and we will jump in, Dimitri. Welcome aboard, guys. You're just in time. We're about to start in about 30 seconds. This is the Clovis the Great campaign. Probably one of my favorite rulers of all time. Of course, major power in the Frankish kingdom. This goes into Pepin the Great, Pepin the Short. Just incredible story of battle and struggle. And this is a user-made campaign. So we can actually jump right in right now. Let me make sure that I'm actually in Field of Glory 2. Because we just had a little shutdown. We could always start it up again if that's an issue. So, this campaign follows the military career of Clovis, son of Childeric, a Merovingian king of the Sullan Franks. For those of you that don't know, there is, of course, a conspiracy theory to suggest that the Merovingians are in some way related to Jesus Christ himself. He conquered and assimilated most of the petty kingdoms that comprise the former Roman province of Gaul. He is a significant figure in European history, as he is considered the first king of what would become France. Under the influence of his wife, he converted to Catholic Christianity at a time when most other Germanic rulers in Western Europe were Arians. This gave Clovis an advantage, as the Catholic Church, or the Catholic Gallo-Roman people, were inclined to support him rather than his Arian enemies. His conversion also encouraged the Frankish people to take up the faith. His new Christian beliefs did not prevent him from ruthlessly purging the Merovingian family of any potential rivals. Despite his accomplishments, Clovis died in 511. The kingdom was divided amongst his 4 sons. And for any of you that have played CK2 or anything like that, you know exactly what happens next. Charlemagne, Pepin, we're all just waiting for you. But really a fascinating historical figure. And I love that despite Field of Glory 2 not yet getting to this stage in-game, a user has managed to create this for us. So we are going to stay on Governor difficulty, which is 4 out of 6. I think we can deal with it. And if we can't, we should learn how. Oh my goodness, yeah, the Brazilians are happy. That means Brazil probably just scored. Hold on, guys, let me check. I don't think so. I don't see it yet, but I'll check in a second. Jumping back to live chat here. Good to see you, Andrew. Yeah, I'm not honestly surprised, man. I mean, it's pretty typical of YouTube, just not notifying people. I'm not even surprised. It's unfortunate. All you can really do is hit that, hit the bell, but it is unfortunate, my friend. Yeah, you really liked Iceland versus Argentina. My buddy Asa, he loves Argentina. He was devastated. But yeah, fascinating match. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and create the campaign. When Roman rule in the West collapsed in mid-5th century, the Aegitus, the Magister Militarum of Roman Gaul, managed to obtain military control over the province, eventually forming an independent Roman state, the Kingdom of Soissons. Aegitus and his son Sigarius have always been on good terms with the Franks, but after taking the throne, you have decided to reverse this policy and attempt to take the wealthy kingdom for yourself. The Soissons army led by Saragius is quite formidable, and victory is by no means certain. Guys, this is epic, and of course, it's made by modder, so we could get some new uniforms, new units, etc. Can't wait to check this out. And of course, this is not going to be an easy battle. Okay. Definitely want to get the noble cavalry. Actually, I'm going to auto-deploy. I don't usually do this. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't matter if we auto-deploy. We still need to drop everybody else. So let's grab our warbands. And we're just going to kind of drop them around the area here. We do have that nice hilly position, so I don't want to totally ignore that. But we are on the attack. We're not on the defense, so we have to keep that in mind. A lot of warbands. I didn't expect that. But I guess, Clovis kind of had to start with something. And let's get some barbarian archers, as well as some more close order warbands. Really, it looks like most of our army is made up of just a massive amount of warbands. It's basically a barbarian army. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And I'll put our archers over here in the woods as well. At least most of them. I'll put a warband unit behind one of our archers units. Look at that, guys. That's insanity. So we're going to basically treat this like a Britain army. With a Britain army, you just basically try to smash the enemy as quickly as you can. I don't see any other way to play this. Except unless we want to make like a massive line, which seems kind of, pointless. So we're going to just do this and get some more archers. Maybe they can make a difference. Who knows? Does seem like a more medieval battlefield if we're using archers in large numbers and large quantities. So that's what we'll do. And maybe some light javelin men. Man, that is an interesting setup to say the least. I'm not exactly impressed. Let's put some more guys here, and let's see what happens. Okay. Accept. So I'm going to add the general just to a warband unit. Pretty straightforward. Okay, guys, here we go. Wish us luck. We're going to end deployment mode. I think we're pretty much ready to go. And let's hope that we crush the enemy ahead of us. I see they're not taking the easy way out, that's for sure. They definitely want to face us in the open battlefield. Fair enough. So we may have to advance. Again, we are on the attack. I hate that we have to move these warbands up, one by one. So I'm hoping, yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Of course, we've got Clovis back here. I'm not going to have him move forward. We don't really have any cavalry to speak of. So it's going to be interesting to see how we deal with this. Yeah, Dimitri's talking about the incident where Russians beat a few French fans. Look, I mean, there are hooligans everywhere. In Portugal recently, there was a team, Sporting Lisbon, which was accused of cheating, and a bunch of hooligans snuck onto their pitch and beat up the coach, all the players. I mean, don't think that that reflects on your country, man. There are hooligans everywhere. I was actually surprised to find that out. I thought football hooligans were just in Russia and the UK. Not at all. All right, let's see if they'll move forward. Come on, move forward. No such luck there. Holding fast. And of course, this is considered the wealthiest kingdom of France at the time, the one we're attacking. Again, these guys used to be Romans, but now they've created an independent kingdom separate from Rome. We've done the same thing. And they have quite a lot of funds to equip a pretty Roman army. If you look at that, they've got auxilia units, limitane units. I mean, this is as close to Roman as you're going to get. And really, as Clovis, we're really bringing the medieval touch here. We're going in with warbands, man. So we have to win. All right, noble cavalry. I can actually move them here. Ricohard, son of Igica. Move him forward too. It's clear we're going to have to go on the offensive. So we'll end the turn. All right, we should be able to waste that unit with the amount of missile units we have. And there we go. They finally moved up. And hopefully we can get them in that rough ground. I might even not move my infantry for a turn just to see what happens and fire just with missile units. Sort of experiment with what that's going to do. Kill them. Oh, we've got to be able to break this guy. Look at how many guys were taken out just with each volley. Held firm once again. They're going to have to break on contact eventually. Man, these guys are insane. So they started with 460 men. They have 302 left. I'm going to move up and fire. Ooh. I didn't realize there were javelin men. Okay, no, that is creepy. Those guys have a death wish. That's pretty clear. We still have to deal with the enemy cavalry. Even though they're going to retreat from us, I don't think it's right not to do anything. But it is a real pain to have to deal with these enemy cavalry when we know we don't have any cavalry of our own. Thankfully, they don't have a lot of nomad light horse archers, but the ones they have could cause issues. So I'm going to start pushing up on the left flank. Not all of our units, just our left flank. And I'll keep the rest of these guys kind of in formation. Okay. Weird setup, I know, but let's see what happens. So how is my day going? Great question, Dimitri. So I'm having a good day, man. I mean, obviously I'm really psyched about World Cup. I'm a huge fan of football. Admittedly, I don't know nearly as much about club football as I should. I'm a fan of Benfica, but I need to watch more. But anytime World Cup comes around, man, it's a good month, or a good few months, good few weeks. I love today's game, just really exciting, and that goal by Mexico was just amazing, it really was. And I decided, I wanted to play some Field of Glory 2. I'm like, I want to entertain you guys. Why not play Clovis? And this is, of course, like I said, a mod, which allows us to kind of move a little forward in time, a little farther than Richard Bodley Scott, the creator of the game, has allowed us to move into even closer to the future, which I love. Oh, they're definitely moving up. They're not messing around here. Who do you guys think is going to be the winner of World Cup? We got 7 viewers, so even if you're a lurker, give us your thoughts. You don't have to explain them, but I'm curious. My actual first pick was Germany, but after today's game, I think I might have to rethink everything, which is the beauty of World Cup. It's that World Cup magic, that things just change all the time. All right. Wow, so they've gotten close, but they haven't pushed. And the thing is, we've got some open ground here. I thought this was rough ground. I'm trying to think, and I think we might be better off defending here. So we're going to move a few units up, not all of them, though. And I might still hold, believe it or not. I'm going to fire, of course, at their warband. But I don't think I'm going to attack necessarily. Now, interestingly enough, they have gotten into a fight with our archers here. And this is a great opportunity to take this warband and eliminate that enemy unit. We are going to have to wait a turn, but I think it's worth it. We'll also go ahead and have our archers fight back a bit. Might not be able to make a big difference, but it could be just enough. And I will attack with this warband just to push off the missile units. And start pushing forward with these guys. But again, I don't want to push forward too much. I'll get actually right there in the grass. Let them waste themselves on the rough ground. And at this time, we're going to start firing at the, what is this called? The Sagittarium, Roman Auxilia Sagittarium unit. The essential missile unit of the Romans. Of course, the Romans are falling apart right now. Just going to move up a little bit, guys. Again, I'm being really careful in this fight. Usually, you guys know me. I'm extremely aggressive. But I'm trying some different tactics. After watching World Cup, I'm like, I'm going to try some different tactics in my strategy games. So I'm just being a little more careful. Rico hard forward, and actually we could get the noble cavalry a bit closer. And I think we'll end the turn there. Yeah, we could get a shot. Hold on. Fire it right into the Legio Comatensis. Remember, these guys are still totally down, man, for the whole Roman thing. We are not. Let's see how they react. I'd actually love to get them in a situation where they push forward with too many units, get stuck, and we could just cut them down with our warbands. But as I was worried about, they are actually hitting our archers with a lot of force here. And they are really pushing that army forward. I'm liking it. I kind of want to be on the defense here, even though we are technically on the offense in this battle. All right, nice. I think our warband's going to get an opportunity to charge those guys. Let's see. That's like the first thing I looked at. Yeah, baby. They're messing with the best. Oh, actually, they did an okay job. I think, surprisingly, though, our missile units... Wow, I was going to say they were going to be able to break the enemy, but I'm wrong. So we're going to fire at the warband here. 74, man. We're definitely going to charge. And 100, we fragmented them, guys! This is huge. I could actually follow up with a charge. Well, actually, I thought I could, but even if I could, I wouldn't, because these guys are going to break them on the next attack almost certainly. So I'm going to go for these guys. Come on. Glory to Clovis. And let's just get rid of the enemy warbands here as quickly as we can, even if we have to overwhelm them. Even the Limitane don't seem like they could stand up against Clovis's warbands, especially in the terrain they're in. Look at this impact charge, man. We're coming out of these bushes here. They're in open ground. It's madness. And we've also got Hadswulf, son of Carivolda, which is apparently one of our generals. I'm going to keep him back for now. We're definitely going to use our archers to try and inflict max damage on the enemy. What? There we go. And our javelin men. Look at that, man. Just unbelievable. We're going to keep on just throwing damage downwind here. 38. 32. I'd really like to attack, but we're going to keep with our general plan. I'm going to attack. I know it's a crazy attack with the cavalry. I'm just going to do this to force them to attack us. And in fact, I am going to go for a charge. the perfect opportunity, honestly. Especially if we can get a follow-up charge. The rest of our guys, I think we're going to keep back. I might fire with the archers still, and I'll hit the Legio Comotensis once again. And I'll try to charge in here. Actually, this looks less good. And the fact is we're attacking with Superior Warband, which is a very good unit. And the fact that we're only getting 8% for an impact on win is surprising. It means that the Auxilia Palatina is good. They also are on top of a hill here, which is going to give them a huge boost. So I'm going to actually move some of our guys around, because I know we can't compete with the enemy on a hill. So, at the very least, we should keep on pushing. Welcome, everybody that's just joined the stream. Thank you, guys. Again, what I really need to do here, and I'm sure if you guys agree, let me know. I need to do schedules. In other words, instead of just doing these streams randomly, which I'm so tempted, because it's so fun, you know, sometimes I just feel like doing a stream. I really need to provide schedules during the week so you guys know when I'm doing the streams, etc. We've been doing a lot of Rising Storm 2 on Twitch. It's been really good, a lot of subscribers. But a lot of you guys that are regulars don't seem to get the notice on the streams, or, you know, maybe it's out of your time zone, that sort of thing. So I'm really working on that, guys. I do apologize for the slow progress on schedules. I think the rest of these guys are just going to stay put. Maybe we'll move forward. No, we're going to stay put. Again, I'm usually aggressive. In this case, I'm going to be totally defensive. Except, I don't want to attack that unit, but I'm going to move forward with this warband. And end the turn. Now, they also outnumber us, which is a problem. But as you can see, a lot of the times when they attack, they are not actually getting a very good charge. We're actually managing to fight back quite well. Come on, Clovis must win this one. Yeah, right there. That's what we don't need. Luckily, our men held firm, but those are massive attacks against an archer unit, and I think they could break it. Yeah, sure enough, they just broke it immediately. We dispersed. Incredibly, we did not take a morale check, and I think it's because we weren't bordering any of our units. Very lucky on that. Alright, a few fallbacks. I'm not concerned. We see some disruptions in the enemy line. I'm actually quite confident here. The enemy definitely outnumbers us, that's true, but I think we've got this. There we go. Fragmented the Nomad Light Horse Archers. Finally, we might be able to break this unit, and sure enough, yes, we have. We finally got the Romans to 3%. We broke that warband. It was a close order warband, so those guys were pretty tightly knit. And they weren't exactly loose order. And we're going to attack with Hadus Wolf, son of Kjarvalda. Hopefully he can get a kill here. Keep on attacking with our warbands. He held firm, man. Wow. I mean, we're still winning, but they are definitely holding firm. Look at that. Even with 104 down, they took a morale check and still remaining steadfast. Go ahead and fire here with the archers. And I was hoping we can get an attack on the Limitane, but if not, that's fine. We'll just keep on moving. Nice! We got an impact, and we broke a actual javelin unit. That might not seem like a huge deal, but actually pretty big. Getting them to the 4% in terms of how close they are to retreat. And if we could just keep on cutting these units off, that's going to happen. Alright, I'm pretty sure we can get a charge with Fridolin here. This is one of our generals, and it's against Seregius, one of the commander-in-chiefs of the enemy army. It's not supposed to go very well. So you know what? Let me see if first I can charge with... you see, the charge is not good with this. We're going to do it anyway. But as you can see, it disrupted our unit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move forward with the archers. Fire at these Limitane. Because we can't fire at a unit that's already in combat. That's not going to happen. And now we'll charge. At least we're in combat with them. And what we really want to do is break this unit right here. Even if it means charging with archers. But I don't think we have to go to that desperate measure. There you go, guys. They have broken. And sure enough, we attack the Limitani, and they are already disrupted, which is pretty amazing. Leave none alive. The reason these guys are fighting so hard is this is Siagrius. This is the commander-in-chief of the enemy tribe. So this is their chieftain. If he goes down, they all go down. The only reason I'm doing this, it's the closest one I can break to get a morale check on the enemy unit. So, in other words, if we actually manage to break this unit, all of these units around it are going to have to take a morale check. So, I think that's a good idea. Risky, but good. Yeah, we're going to move these archers out of the way. They're not doing us any good here. And with the javelin men, I actually want to throw some javelins at these guys. Nice. Not sure if I want to charge a retreating unit. I don't really see the bonus there, but what I will do is move forward with Rico Hard and turn this way. So if we have to respond to any situation, we can do so pretty quickly. We could also get a pretty good impact charge here with the Noble Cavalry. I'm just not sure if it's the right decision. But you know what? Let's try it. Got to test everything out, don't we, guys? All right, we're going to end the turn. To the Romans. Long live Clovis. And the glory of France. Alright, some excellent back and forth here. I was worried about this, and that is they actually got a unit behind us, and he's managing to put quite a lot of pressure on our troops here. Sure enough, broke a few of our warbands, or one of our warbands, fragmented another, and that's not good. I think he's going to break. Come on, man. So we took 4 out of 6 difficulty. This is Governor difficulty. I hope we didn't take a difficulty that's too tough. I still think we can win. Feel free to use the chat, guys. I know we have a lot of silent people, but it really does liven up the stream if somebody says something. Anything. Like, really. Okay, so a few close breaks over here in the center. So we got some disruptions on the enemy line. That gives us hope, of course. We're going to keep pushing. All right. We're definitely going to be using... I was hoping we could use a group. Yes, we can! We do have a group we can use, and that's going to be Ricohart, son of Egika, to break this situation. It's going to be a hard one to break, no doubt. Yeah, it might not actually solve anything. What I was trying to do is to break this unit right here to stop this guy from being disrupted. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be an option. Nonetheless, we are going to keep the fight up against Seagrius. And we'll bring in Clovis here for the massive charge. He's got to get that glory in. Unfortunately, still very much holding firm, man. That's insanity. Come on. Finally, got some fragmentation here. And they're going to break. Auto break. Beautiful. And they all held firm. So far, the enemy troops still have quite a lot of faith in the old Roman system. And there we go. Broke another unit. And if we can attack that unit right there on the flank, which we are about to charge with a flank attack, disruption and fragmentation and possible break. Oh, man, that's great. Here we go. Look at that, guys. When things work this well, it really makes the game beautiful. Unfortunately, they didn't break there, but they are really, really in a bad situation. So is this unit, though, admittedly. Not much good we can do here. I guess I'll move the light javelin men up and just try to damage the other units as much as possible. But unfortunately, it's not looking too good for these guys. I don't like the fact that the enemy cavalry's gotten behind us. That's troubling. Look at the distance. Wow. Even though we only killed 4, the distance is still crazy there. And we can charge again. Superior warband, baby. The cavalry I'm not going to be charging, unfortunately. And yeah, we technically could start aiming these archers towards the actual battlefield. But we can't really fire, like I said, unless the enemies are out of combat. And most of them are in combat, so I don't see that working. We could certainly fire at like these guys, things like that, but these are, you know, rare exceptions. All right, my friends, turning it over to Rome. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Very soon. 46 makes a big difference, man. Okay, here we go. We certainly have a lot of guys on our side also about to break and probably breaking. So it's still very close. And this is the campaign, guys. So you can imagine just how complicated the entire campaign is. You know, this is, to me, just as hard as an epic battle. That being said, we are playing on Governor, so it's a bit of a harder difficulty. Nonetheless, I'm a little surprised. Yeah, they're holding firm. We do have some generals about to break, which is not good, but they are holding firm just barely. This could take just more than just one stream, guys. I didn't expect the size of an epic battle for the campaign, but certainly we were not disappointed. Yeah, that's not good. Break, and actually one of our units fragmented after the morale check there. We did disrupt some enemy units, though. Alright, very interesting. So we are playing as the Franks, of course. 20% broken on our side. That doesn't seem great. But I'm confident that we can still win this one, actually. So we're going to break that unit. We're going to cause a morale check, I believe. Maybe not. The importance of victory here, or the most important thing to get a victory, is causing morale checks amongst the enemy units. Like that. You know, when they're disrupted, that really helps. They will evade, but we will eventually catch them. In the meantime, let's finish off the rest. Fragmentation there. We're going to take Rico hard and break them. And they held firm. Wow. Dude, the enemy here is tough, man. Let's see how Clovis does against the Limitane. Now, they are spearmen, so it's understandable that we're not going to do extremely well against them. But, for instance, Harluf is in a not such a good position. We really do need to break this enemy unit. Here we go, fragmentation. Let's see if we can get a rout. Beautiful. And they held firm, man. Wow, the enemy, and it could be because of governor mode, they are really managing to hold firm on these attacks. We did finally manage to push these guys back. But they're not exactly retreating so easily. I mean, I definitely expected easier retreats. Turn into fire here. We're not going to catch them, but we're going to charge anyway. Turn this way with the noble cavalry, and if I have to charge a light javelin, I will. And I think we can actually catch them as long as we're using cavalry to catch them. Okay. Yeah, I don't really see any other tricks I can pull. So let's just hope for the best. Here we go. Romani and Domi. Man, look at those bodies. Got a lot of dead on the field. From both sides, admittedly. So one interesting thing about the enemy approach, number one, they are doing the typical Roman counterattack here, but they're approaching this like a Roman army would, basically bringing up the first group of spearmen and bringing up support behind them, which is really interesting. So it's cool how Richard Bodley Scott was able to get these real Roman tactics during this battle, because as you guys can imagine, you know, Clovis was using more medieval tactics, the Romans were still using those old Roman tactics, and that eventually lost them the fight. Now, whether or not that's going to lose them the fight here is a different story, but we just auto-broke one of their units, for instance, and hopefully our tactics outweigh their strategy. We'll have to see. Once again, we've broken another unit, but still a lot of enemy units holding firm. They certainly have a lot of faith in their cause. That's obvious. Look at that. Our general unit just rallied. That's helpful. We need to break more units. All right, we had a little break there. Not good, but as you can see, the difference now is actually quite similar. 24 to 22%. The battle is very close. They do have some of our units surrounded, though, but we also have some of their units surrounded, which is the beauty of the situation. Let's charge in with a superior warband, and we're superiorly going to kick their ass. I'll tell you that right now. Wow, they still haven't broken? Really? All right, what the hell is going on? Come on, man. Unbelievable. They will break eventually, but it's incredible that they are still resisting. If you guys take a look here at Siagrius, despite the fact that he hasn't taken any sort of morale hit, you can see that his flag is basically ripped to shreds, and what that means is he doesn't have many units left. 542 of 988. So we're going to keep hitting this guy. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to auto-break very soon. But it looks like a lot of our units are unable to attack. I'm not sure if that's because they charged already. It's an interesting situation, though. And we're basically dedicating 2 entire units just to kill that slinger unit. I kind of think it's worth it anyway, but it is kind of a little bit of a waste of time. Kill him. We knew we couldn't attack that unit because we weren't engaged in combat with them, so we couldn't attack the weaker unit, unfortunately. However, what we will do is move forward and hit these Limitane. Alright, wow. Hey, Pavig, good to see you, buddy. He says, I just got stopped by some vandals. Their tactics need to be wall enemy until they die. Yeah, we're undergoing a similar situation here with the Romans. We're playing, of course, as the Franks under the great Clovis. But, yeah, similar stuff, man. Make sure to subscribe here if you're new to the channel, man, and sub to our Twitch, where we do most of our streams. I'm really just here like the Pied Piper, you know, fishing for people to subscribe to Twitch. Here we go. Oh, break. Yes, we got a break on the enemy. Look at those warbands, guys. If we overtake them here, it's going to be a win. Fight to the end. There we go. They held firm. We can't have that. We've got to break those units. And yeah, the Vandals are a tough opponent. It's funny you mentioned that, Pavig. I really like the Vandals in multiplayer. In a multiplayer game, I like an extremely aggressive army, and the Vandals are perfect for that. You don't really have to think much. You just rush the enemy. Same with the Britons, by the way. Just rush the enemy. You could take some Javelin units if you want to provide some support, but a lot of the times, just that alone works. You know, they just have such extremely offensive warband units that know exactly how to tear the enemy to shreds. Now, this is interesting. We were actually breaking this guy, but they brought in some reinforcements with the Limitane here in this sort of rough area, and they're trying to break us. So they've got us at 34%. We've got them at 24%. We're 10% ahead. 45% at the cutoff mark, but I believe it's 60% if there's a difference of less than 20%. It's a little complicated, but it's actually quite simple. So we just have to really keep breaking some of their units and get that to be a more even number. Because on that right side, they are pushing us, but to get up the hill and to get to the units we have in the center, I think it's going to take them far too many turns for them to really make any use of their flank. Basically, their flank is useless. That's what I'm saying. Vandals are tougher than they look, and they look tough already, says Pavik. Oh, definitely, man. They don't mess around. I mean, when people say Huns and Vandals, I see no difference. They're both doom stacks in any case, and they're both terrifying enemies to face. Okay, let's see. We could definitely break this unit. I'm going to go in with the cavalry with Clovis. And now I'll move forward with our men. And this unit is Sigarius. This is the enemy chief. So we didn't kill him, but we got him to retreat. And that's got to have repercussions in the enemy army somehow. Nice fragmentation. What? We could go for Adianus Nepos. That's definitely a Roman name. And try to damage another general of theirs. But we've definitely sent the commander-in-chief running. That's got to hurt their morale a bit. What? Look at that javelin. It's like 74, man. Can you imagine? I mean, you know, when I look at a javelin, it might seem completely naive. But when I look at a javelin, I don't really see something that could kill me. You know, if somebody threw it at me, I'd be able to move out of the way. Now, when you're looking at like 500 javelins at once, I can understand how you might get hit. Like, it's that's quite interesting. So now we have to decide whether or not to go through with these attacks against these other units. And honestly, I don't know, boys. We could charge in here with Hadiswolf once again. That's exactly what I'm going to do, our other general. We've still got a lot of other units that are not really doing so well. So I'm going to move forward with the Close Order Warband. Try to assist those units. Yeah, that's too risky. I'm not going for it. That's not too risky. And yeah, we'll just move forward. Wow, that's all we can do. Let's end the turn. Hey, Bruce. You're absolutely right, man. I lost 40 euro. You're absolutely right. My buddy Asa let me have it. He was saying Mexico would win. I was amazed. Incredible game. Incredible. I would say, you know, number 2 to Portugal versus Spain for the tournament. And so far, the most exciting World Cup I've seen. That being said, you know, group stage is one thing. Things could get really crazy as we move forward. Hey, Vincent. How you doing, man? But yeah, no doubt, they did extremely well. I mean, amazing. Mexico beating Germany. That is huge. Just huge. I saw the Mexican players crying after the match. Because that's how much it means to them, guys. Now look at that. We're at 40%. That's not good. A miracle has to happen here. God must shine his light upon us. And that flank that I said would not arrive in time is getting close. I would say 2 turns away. Yeah, about the Switzerland game. So I saw the entire first half. And I honestly never had high hopes for Brazil in the entire tournament. So I came back upstairs. And of course, I'm in Lisbon here in Portugal. And I knew Brazil had scored because like everybody started honking their horns and screaming and all this stuff. But as far as Switzerland scoring the goal, I went down to the bar to get a beer, and I just saw, like, you know, it was like 59 minutes, and I just saw that it was 1-1, and I was like, what the hell? I just missed that. It's amazing, man. It's all the big teams are getting crushed. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's exactly how World Cup should be. You know, these teams have won World Cup too many times. It's about time a new guy takes the throne. So far they're doing well. I still think they're going to get out of their group. Same for Germany. I still think they'll beat Sweden, and they'll beat, can't remember the other guy in their group, but I'm not of the belief that just because they had horrible losses, that anything's going to change. By the way, we just broke that unit, and if you guys saw, there was massive morale checks there. 31, 37%. So things have changed in our favor. A lot could happen here, as you could imagine. And what we really want to do is break that unit. And they're fragmented, which means they are more than likely going to break next turn. But while we're at it, we should also try to break any other units in our way. And that's a great example of how we're going to do it. We're also going to charge in with the flank charge. And Clovis will win the day here, my friends. That's a break, and it's an auto break, which means it wasn't necessarily morale that failed them. They just didn't have enough units. 106. Look at that. Unbelievable. And we can keep up this attack, guys. I actually should have fired first with the archers. That was really bad on my part. What I will do to make up for it is fire on the Limitane here with the javelin men. And I believe we can bring in Clovis himself. But before we do, we're going to get him into a proper flank. Oh, Roman general unit just took a nasty hit. These guys we can turn around. And I think that's going to be it. We'll end the turn. Yeah, absolutely, Bruce. You're right. It's number 1 and 2 taking a dip on their first game. But I have to say that performance by Mexico was so good. So good. They were so aggressive. You know, anytime I watch Germany, I always know they're going to be the more aggressive side. By the way, we just broke another unit. I always know they're going to be the more aggressive side and that the other team is basically going to be begging not to be scored against. In this case, it was all Mexico pushing Germany, and it just, to me, it was like an alternate universe. It really was. Amazing stuff. All right, they did break our unit. That's not good. Got it set 45%, but if they don't have a 20% difference, I don't think it matters. But this is a very close fight. And again, guys, this is a mod. You can actually download it yourself as long as you have Field of Glory 2. It's simply the Clovis mod, so it allows you to play sort of a more futuristic, well, not futuristic, but, you know, at least farther along history than the rest of Field of Glory 2's campaigns, and allows you to play against a bunch of different enemies. That's going to be a break, I think, for us. All right. No, I think the Romans have this one. Yeah, we're 4 out of 6 on difficulty. We might have to jump back to 3 out of 6. All things considered. The AI in this game is very good. I mean, the game is created by Richard Bodley Scott, who I consider to be one of the smartest guys in the world. For those of you that don't know, RBS is the creator of the Field of Glory series and the Pike and Shot series. And before he was a creator of video games, he was a brain surgeon. That was his job. So he's an extremely brilliant guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him, and I just love what he's done with this game. And the ability to mod this game is endless, honestly. But I do believe that we are going for a defeat here. We've got to lower that difficulty because his AI is a little too good for us on 4 out of 6. See, if we can get more breaks like that, we can get a really surprising victory, but I don't think that's going to happen. A lot of crazy things would have to happen right now. Okay, back to our side. And hello to everybody watching. It's really a pleasure to see so many people stop in for Field of Glory 2. Please do make sure, if you guys are here, if you don't feel like chatting, I understand that, but please add me on Twitch as well. This is really where I put most of the streams, and we're not doing as many YouTube streams. So absolutely make sure to sub to me there as well, and sub to me here if you're new. Let's finish off this battle. Again, I think the chances of victory are basically nil. There's a tiny chance. There's always a chance in Field of Glory 2. It's sort of like football, but it's unlikely. I'm going to turn towards the enemy here with Clovis. But in general, we're not in a position to be able to really contact the enemy and do too much damage in most cases, and they are continuing to flank us. That has not stopped. See, if they hold firm, we're in trouble. All right, let's try this. No way. No, he's in trouble, man. He's going to break. It's an auto break. Because of the fragmentation there, it just doesn't have enough men. Despite him being very brave, he will not hold out. Flank charge, the only flank charge we've gotten in a few turns, and the enemy completely held firm. I mean, the governor difficulty's tough, man. They are not going to break easily. Let's end the turn. I think it's going to be victory for the Franks there, GG. Pretty sure. We'll have to wait and see. They're even rallying, man. That's Clovis auto-breaking. That's the battle. We're definitely going to go down in difficulty. We've lost the last two battles in Field of Glory 2. I am very close to rage quitting, but, you know, it's my fault. It's still an incredible fight. You can see we just have a huge group of men retreating from this battle. Pretty much an all-out rout. Getting some units on the flank there, some equites. And we all know what they do. So, yeah, it's a rough end here for Clovis. But this would be an alternate history universe where Clovis never came to power. What would happen to France then? I have no idea. I mean, he ended up splitting France up between its sons anyway, so maybe nothing would have changed. Yeah, they're going to break this general here. Ooh, he held firm. So incredibly, despite definitely losing this, I mean, we're 20% down. The enemy's somehow managing, or our guys are somehow managing to hold firm, although that 20% difference, I think, is all they need for victory. They might not even need to get to 60%. Interesting. I guess they do. Okay. We'll fight to the end. Why not? So. Flank attack. And we'll charge forward with Fridolin. I'm amazed they survived that. That's incredible. You guys can just see all of the dead bodies on the battlefield. You don't usually see this in Field of Glory 2. This is clearly a battle with a tremendous amount of casualties. We just don't have enough time to really respond to the situation. All right, yeah, I think that's going to be GG for the enemy. I'm surprised we lasted that long, actually. But that general's going to break 62%. That's a loss right there. Of course, they're going to let the turn play out, and there's going to be a lot of dead on the enemy side, but it's not going to change the fact that that's a defeat. And again, this is a campaign, guys, for Clovis the First. And if you guys want to check it out, you can all download it as long as you have Field of Glory 2. I don't think you need any of the mods or any of the DLC as far as I know. You can just download it, so maybe you can do better than me. Of course, I was on 4 out of 6 difficulty, but I think I should have done better. Still a really fun fight. There we go. Yep. Sure enough. Let's take a look at the casualties, however. Definitely want to see the casualties. So, 2,604 killed for the enemy. 3,882 killed for us. 5,250 killed for the enemy. And that's actually, or wounded. That's actually more wounded than we have, despite us losing the battle. Of course, capture deserted 10,000 wins them the battle. But yeah, we put up a pretty damn good fight, I have to admit. That being said, could things have gone better? Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to tone down the actual difficulty settings here from 4 out of 6 to maybe 3 out of 6. Nonetheless, you can always retry the actual battle again if you're actually playing the campaign yourself. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for stopping by. And make sure to subscribe here to the channel, subscribe to our Twitch channel, and also join us on Discord as well. Really helps, and you can always, put any input you want as far as the channel goes. So thank you again, guys. Take care, and have an awesome, awesome day, and a great World Cup.